Hi Virgo, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Virgo, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. For your key to the week this week, you have the Wheel of Fortune. This is actually really good, and it's very apt because for the last sort of 2-3 weeks, Virgos, your readings have been a little bit scratchy, right? So the fact that you have this means that there's a shift, there's a change in the energy, which is great. Even though your ruler Mercury is currently retrograde, you guys will be feeling that. I know I'm definitely feeling it. And this one's been, like the one in Aquarius and Capricorn was one thing, but this one seems to be a little bit more active, let's say. So it's interesting to see how it's showing up for me. I wonder how it's showing up for you guys. Let me know in the comments. But that Wheel of Fortune, this is a change of fortune. It's a change in your luck. This is things now starting to either improve or starting to go in a different way or a different direction that is actually more beneficial for you. The Wheel of Fortune as well, it has an element of luck to it. All right, so this is why people call it a lucky card, but it's usually that you're in the right place at the right time in relation to something that you've already done, in relation to something that is already now shaping up in response to or as a manifestation of your results of the work that you have or, you know, haven't done, depending on the personal situation. All in all though, I like this for you guys because it really does feel like this is a turning point. If you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. For your actions and options, you have the Queen of Wands. A Sagittarius woman may feature for you this week, very possible, because the Queen of Wands, fire sign woman, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, coupled with the Wheel of Fortune, which is Jupiter. That to me is a Sagittarian woman. So a Sagittarius woman may feature for you. This might be somebody that gives you the challenge, gives you the right challenge that you need. Maybe gives you a little bit of a kick up the bum, you know, to get on with something or to get moving with something on a more personal level, because your actions and options is about what you do. This could be you really setting, this could be you setting firmer boundaries. This could be a moment of real honesty where you speak on something that maybe you've been quiet or silent about. For others of you, this is a burst or a boost of fresh energy that pushes you forward or propels you forward in some way. I will say, don't be surprised if this week has an element to it of you. What I really want to say is I get the feeling that for a lot of you, this is going to be a deep moment of realization. So this could be where you're connecting to the mysteries in some way. What do I mean by that? This could be a deep psychic insight of some kind that comes in. It could be a newfound sense of sensuality or how you live or, you know, move in your own body. There's an element of this coming to ground. I don't know why, but this, you know, even though it's the Queen of Wands, it just feels to me like it's more earthy than that. There's a settled feeling that comes in and a more sort of resoluteness that shows up with it. For your communications and conversations, you've got the King of Swords. So what do we see here? Straight away, 2 court cards. This means that this week, whatever you are doing, other people seem to be heavily involved in it. That King of Swords as a communications card is great. It could be interactions with people that are considered at the height of their game or at the height of their field. This could be communications or interactions with an air sign male, an Aquarius, a Gemini or a Libra, very possible. So it looks like a lot of the input that's coming in for you this week is coming from others or through other people. And so this idea of being in the right place at the right time really starts to become relevant. This is a week to reach out to friends and colleagues. It's a week to pay attention to the conversations that you're having, especially with people that are considered experts in their field, or especially with people that are, you know, very well educated, very well learned. That King of Swords suggests that your communication style, as always, you guys are coming across really well, and as like, you know, you really know what you're talking about, which is 99.999% of the time for Virgos, because you guys are very exact, you're very precise with your energies, and even with a Mercury retrograde, the chances are Virgos have already they got pages and pages of data to back up what they're talking about. So I like this. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, that King of Swords, this is a turning point in your studies. This is a moment at which you realize, actually, I'm no longer a student. I'm in that realm of becoming a master. I'm in that realm of truly owning my subject, you know, and not like above everybody else, but in myself. There's that Queen of Wands in that embodied kind of energy. For your those of you that are employed by somebody else, this could see you rising up the ranks this week. Right place, right time. This could be you finding out about a position that's coming up that nobody else is aware of. This could be a boss transitioning out of their current role, whether they're leaving, getting another job, retiring, etc. And it's kind of like there's a position there that's primed for you to walk into. For the business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, very similar energy, but in a lot of ways, because it is the King of Swords, this might see you having to really it's not that you're having to pull rank, but it might be that you're having to do a demonstration of some sort. This is why you should follow me. This is why you should trust what I'm saying to you. You know, those pages and pages of data that you've got on why something is the way that it is. This might be the time to share some of that. This is a week where I think for some of you Virgos, you're going to have to prove why. And that's not a bad thing, right? If you're a business owner and you're looking for clients and customers, etc., you want people to spend their money with you, especially at a time like this when everything is, you know, uncertain of the financial future. You got to show up and you've got to show people why they should invest in you, why they should give their hard-earned time / money / sweat / you know, livelihood. Why should I hand over my fistful of dollars to you? If you do that and you demonstrate your expertise this week, I think it could go a long way to advancing your future. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, I mean, especially with the Wheel of Fortune, and also for those of you that are business owners and people that work for themselves, that sort of Wheel of Fortune energy of you being in the right place at the right time, it comes at a moment, and it's kind of like, I kind of get the feeling like for you, you might just be in that space where you're like, you know what, I want to show up, I want to do my best. And it's like, you don't know who's watching, you don't know who's in the crowd. And one of those people could be somebody that could really change things or move things for you. For those of you that are retired, give yourself more props, I think, is the message this week. And especially with that Wheel of Fortune, you're being asked to, I mean, yeah, I want to say like you're being asked to take a speculative gamble. Or for some of you, this might be a time where you're choosing to launch back into something. This might be a time where you are saying, actually, you know what, maybe retirement is just not going to take. If you're looking for work and looking actively to get back into it, you could go straight back in at a high position. It's like, don't bother looking for the menial stuff. This isn't a time to think about paying your dues. This is a time to go straight in at, you know, the level that you want. For your love and relations, you've got the Justice card. So that air sign male could very well be a Libran. It's possible. And your fire sign woman could be a Sagittarius. They don't have to be a man and woman. These could be their ascendant signs, their moon signs, but either which way, these signs are likely to show up. For your those of you that are single, The Justice card and the Wheel of Fortune have a very interesting interaction in that the Wheel of Fortune is universal law and the Justice card is human law. It's where the human experience mimics the grand design in some way. And so if you're single, this could be a time where you're meeting like this week you could meet someone and you could be like, yeah, I've already met you. I don't know if I've talked about this in this video before previously, but there's a song on the Buffy the Vampire Slayer album. Yes, I bought it, and yes, I loved it. And the song is called I Already Met You. I will say though, this person, even if they echo a partner that you were with previously and you think, oh my gosh, too many similarities, can't date you. This person is an upgraded, I mean, hello, darling. It's the Libra card. Libra is all about refinement, beauty, and maybe even a little bit of vanity, but you know, we can let it slide. It is a Venus ruled sign after all. But that Justice card suggests that this is the person, and you know, this is a bit of a grey area with what I'm going to say, so you know, take it as you will, but I'm going to say it like this. Let's say that previous person wasn't at the level that you needed them to be for the relationship to truly work. This person could be like the 2.0 version of them, you know, where all the bugs are ironed out, and you know, this is like the version of them that you would have preferred at that time may show up for you now. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, this suggests that you and your partner are rededicating yourselves to the relationship. And because you've got that King of Swords there, there's something here about the relationship that becomes legally binding. So for some of you, this could literally be deciding to get married. For some of you, this could be embarking on a business together. With that Wheel of Fortune as well, there could be an element of travel or import and export about this for you as well. For your money and materials, you've got the Four of Swords. This is not really a week for big purchases. And I will say, if there is something that you need or you absolutely have to have or have to buy, shop around, because that Wheel of Fortune means that you can get a deal. This is a week to haggle and to bargain. That Four of Swords is kind of saying, the more standoff approach you take with wanting something, so you know, it's like if you go in and you're really eager, someone will just sell you something at a crazy price, right? Whereas if you know, you hang back a little bit and you play it a little bit cool, even though inside you're like, oh my god, I want it. If you're anything like me, you know, this might be a good week to have a good poker face when it comes to a purchase that you're wanting or needing to make. I would hold off on purchasing a car this week as well. It's not the week. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, the Four of Swords is your it's your kidneys and your urinary system. I'm not a doctor, I can't give you medical advice, but if you have any challenges, it may show up there, and it's probably likely to be because you're overdoing something. This could be drinking too much, it could be drinking too much of the same thing. This might be a really good week to consider what your liquid intake is. When it comes to your home and environment, the Four of Swords, the Four of Swords is nice for home because it's quiet. But with everything else that's going on, I don't really feel you have that luxury. It's kind of like you want that sort of downtime and to rest and recuperate and chill, but you've got a lot sort of going on. And it might be because there's a lot of, well, there's the two court cards. It might be that your home becomes a bit of a hub. You know, there's people coming and going all week. So, you know, all you want is just to shut the doors and shut them out. You know, keep that as a consideration. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.